Alright, so in this video I'm going to be going over some secrets to how to stay energized during long sessions. I'm going to be going over how having a little chew on different things whilst you skate could be the deciding factor to whether you've got enough energy to keep pushing to get that trick, along with decreasing how destroyed you feel at the end of the session, speeding up how fast you recover, and just keeping your skate at a higher level for longer. Alright, so when we talk about nutrition whilst you skate, we've got to split it up into two different sessions. Sessions that last less than 60 to 90 minutes and sessions that last longer than 60 to 90 minutes. For sessions that last less than about 90 minutes, as long as you've already had a good meal, like I said in the last video, about 2 hours before you skate, pretty much all you've got to do is just focus on staying hydrated. So staying hydrated whilst you skate is massively important, and you only need to get to about 2% dehydration, and you're going to start feeling more fatigued, you're going to start feeling less power, and eventually the more dehydrated you get, you're going to start feeling dizzy, you're going to start getting headaches, and your face is going to shrivel up and shit's going to get serious. So for the shorter sessions, just pretty much make sure you're drinking when you're thirsty and you'll be fine. So for those sessions that last longer than 60 to 90 minutes, things are a little different. In the last video I went over to how to energize before you skate and how your body uses carbohydrates to power you for doing tricks and things like this. Your carbohydrate energy store has enough energy in there to supply about 60 to 90 minutes of intense exercise. So after this point, you're going to start feeling fatigued, you're going to start feeling less power, you're not going to be able to probably trick so high, and you're just going to start skating worse in general. So getting in some carbohydrates whilst you skate is the trick to postponing that energy drop, and maybe you just bought like a new Kappa jacket or something from the second-hand store, and you're trying to film some like Instagram banger to go viral on Instagram, you know, so this trick's going to give you that extra bit of energy that you might need to get to that spot, alright? Thank me later. Just tag me, just tag the Daily Push, and that's all we need. Cheers.
Basically we're skating like it's 1991, but worse, you know?
So all you have to do is, after that 60 to 90 minute mark, then eat something high in carbohydrates and preferably with a small amount of protein every 15 to 30 minutes, and try and avoid eating a lot of fat as well. I'm talking here literally like 10, 15 raisins or a few nuts maybe, or half of a flat bar. So the carbohydrates are basically going to slow down how fast your energy stores are depleted. They're going to give you some extra energy for intense movements like actually doing tricks, so they're going to keep you skating at a better level for longer, and they're also going to speed up how fast you recover after the session. So the proteins are also going to help keep your energy levels up whilst decreasing muscle damage, which just naturally comes from skating, and also speeding up how fast you recover after the session. Alright, so during these longer sessions you also need to try a little bit harder to stay on top of hydration as well, especially if you're skating in hotter conditions. In these situations you need to try and drink at least 100 ml every 15 minutes. So just drinking water is often enough if you're also snacking on something that's going to give you carbohydrates as well. Other good options are something like sports drinks, because you get a little blast of carbs in there as well, and also some electrolytes. Now, what the fuck is an electrolyte, I hear you say? Long story short, it's pretty much just something that conducts electricity in your body and is massively important for you to skate. You can also run the risk of running low on electrolytes, especially if you're skating somewhere super hot or you're sweating like a beaver. The symptoms are pretty similar to when you're dehydrated. You're going to start losing power, you're going to start feeling fatigued, you're going to start feeling dizzy, you're going to get cramps.
What the fuck, man? You need to remember to re-electrolyte yourself.
So you can get the electrolytes you need to skate from just normal salt. You can even make your own sports drink or just get it in the sports drink. So one final thing to add as well is, if you didn't have a good meal 2 to 4 hours before you skate, like we said in the last video, then instead of waiting 60 to 90 minutes to start eating a small amount of carbs every 15 minutes, you should just start from the start of the session. So as soon as your session starts, and that's going to do a much better job at keeping you energized than cramming in a load of food before the start of your session. So I'm going to put some different food recommendations and things you can eat whilst you skate up on thedailypush.com, where you're also going to find much more information about how you can improve how you feel when you skate, your energy levels whilst you skate, how you feel in general, skate injury rehab, and interviews with pros, and much more. So also follow us on Instagram at the.daily.push, and that's it for this one. Peace.